What's up, people? Mike here, and this is Metro 2033 Redux survival mode walkthrough. This is Chapter 7, The Tower, Part 1, since this thing ended up being like almost 20 minutes. So we have finally gotten to where we were at the start of the game. Obviously you'll recognize this little cinematic here. And the only difference is that we're actually gonna continue on from where this normally would cut out at the prologue. Now I believe that this is kind of like not necessarily time-based, but I think it's designed on how much damage you take for it to cut into the cinematic. So I believe if you just run up to an Asali and let him just beat the shit out of you, it should just trigger the cinematic of you getting knocked down to have like the demon come in. I never really, in all the times I ever played this game, I never really thought that triggering the cutscene was just you getting damaged a lot. Since when I went through this in sparring mode, it took a while before the cinematic cut in, because I was just killing a ton of them Asalis, to the point where I was like, why is the cutscene not kicking in? And then all of a sudden it just randomly kicked in after I took like a bunch of damage. So that was kind of why I was at like the side of the vehicle trying to just jump start as quickly as I could. But at this point, I believe I switched to my military grade ammo. I can't remember. Yeah, I do. Just because, like I said in the D6 or in Dark Star, there's no point to be conservative with your military grade ammo. And since you're going to be getting attacked by a bunch of Asalis, it's better just to kill them as quickly as you can. So just burn through that money as fast as you can, as they burn too. That was one cool thing I like that they did with the military ammo, is that it actually, the effect that it added, they did in Last Light, that using that it actually will set enemies on fire. Doing it to humans is actually pretty fun too. That's the getting 100 kills with the assault rifle. Depending on how much you use it, you can probably get it easily in one playthrough, but I didn't use it a whole lot on my first playthrough, and so when I came through on this one, I tried to use it as much as I could just so I could get it here instead of having to grind it out later on while I was like collecting the journal entries and other stuff like that. Now when I went through this on sparring mode, I had a weird thing happen where Miller got, I believe it was into this area, or he got to the end of this area, and then instead of moving forward, he for some reason ran, I think, all the way back to where the cinematic ended when he saves you from the demon. For some reason he ran all the way back there, and it confused the shit out of me because I thought my game broke. Like, he got up to this point, and then instead of moving forward, he just, for some reason, just ran backwards and just ran, I want to say, all the way to where you start after the cinematic ends, where he saves you. It was the weirdest thing. I didn't understand what was going on. I literally thought like my game broke and Miller wasn't coming back. I didn't see any way of how I was gonna progress through the game. But thankfully he finally, like 2 minutes later, finally came back. It was very weird, and
Есть мыслишка. Давай-ка забирайся на крышу лифта. Попробуем отцепить противовес лифта.
And see what they did with this level compared to the original game is that in the original game, Chapter 7 was split into 3 levels. Going up the elevator was the end of the first part. And then the second part was everything up until you got thrown into the weird hallucination maze area where you have to run from a dark one. But what they did here is they just merged it all into one full level, which I actually thought was kind of cool, since it didn't make sense in the original game why they had split this up into like 3 areas in the original game, since they, except for the final part when you're in the weird inside your head mind trip control area, whatever you want to call it, it's all in this tower. So coming up here when you have to save Miller from the demon, this is an area where, because of the way they track the achievements, you can kill the demon, reload your checkpoint, kill him again, and you'll get the achievement for killing 2 demons, since the way they track achievements like that, you can literally just grind out one area repeatedly, unlike the original game where you had to do everything in one playthrough. So I switched to the pistol since I always have killed this demon with the pistol, and I didn't see the point of changing tradition. You can very easily like kill the demon with, I believe it's like 3 headshots. So, and then I just decided to, since conserving ammo really doesn't mean shit at this point, I just decided to put another shot into the demon for the hell of it. But the rest of this area, the rest is just really just getting up to the top of this tower. There's a couple points climb up here where you need to mash X for little like quick time events, but for the most part it's really nothing that you shouldn't be able to get through, especially at this point in the game. So I will see you in part 2 for the ending of the game.
Может